Hello, everyone. So first off, let me set my camera up real quick. That was our 10 bell salute. So as many of you know that WWE lost two great superstars this last week, and I apologize for not doing a breaking show last weekend, but life happens. And but what I wanted to do today was I wanted to start off with a 10 bell salute. So for Bray Wyatt, y'all know that I wear the Bray Wyatt hat in his honor and all that. And it was a sad and somber time for all wrestling fans when the news of Bray Wyatt passed. So welcome to the number one wrestling podcast in the world. I, of course, am your host. Oh, I got to play a video on my phone. Turn that off. My bad. I'm Alex, Make That Money Brown. So, and then of course, I'm joined by my co-panel, Mr. Alfred Hollywood Matthews.
Oh yeah.
And Mr. Evan Fishpaws. Bray is greater than Gunther. Prue. Amen, brother.
For once you agree with me, right?
I do. In this case, I do. Yeah. Guys, how we doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just doing good. We got college football back this week but we got payback on Saturday. football game Saturday. So quick, it's gonna be a lot this weekend. It's gonna be a great weekend.
I feel like it was just SummerSlam like 45 seconds ago.
45 seconds ago, right?
It did.
Exactly.
It 100% did. Yeah. 100%
they are rushing
it did.
This pay-per-view. No, honestly, with college football, with NFL, with all the 53-man rosters and everything going on, we're 1 week away. This time, 1 week from now, NFL football will be happening, regular season. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
All is right going to be in the world.
Sports is going full throttle now. It's amazing.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit. Today's episode is in honor of Bray Wyatt, also known as Wyndham Rotunda. So rest in peace, brother. We definitely miss you, but we're gonna end the show with our top Bray moments. But we're gonna break down all the payback matches for this weekend, and we got a great show ahead for you guys. So why don't we get into it? All right, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some payback. So got the card right here. Okay, I don't know why. I don't know, Evan, did you get it?
Yes.
Okay. It took me 85,000 tries to get it to you, but finally it worked.
That's
hard.
Payback
breakdown.
Producer.
Yeah.
Fire producer.
Wait, Evan, have you watched Raw? Have you been allowed to watch Raw or no?
I've been reading about it. That's my last week. End of August, right? End of August. That was my month.
Okay. So that means this coming Monday you're able to watch.
I know everything that happened at Raw.
Okay. All right. So this is going to kind of be a little bit of a quick show tonight.
I had to hear what Becky had to say. Becky was amazing.
What's up?
Before you start that, with Payback, actually, to be honest, this card right here, I actually really like this card. Despite one match, it's actually a pretty very good card. Despite one match, which is Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory, but the other 5 matches on this card is actually could be a very good pay-per-view. Like definitely underrated. It's not talked about more enough.
I don't think it's gonna be that long. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that long. I can't see it being more than a 2.5 hour pay-per-view. To be honest,
I can see that as well. But I got to say, to be honest, it's not being talked about enough, in my opinion.
The question is, what is the main event? Is it really Seth Rollins against Shinsuke? Like, what is it?
Probably.
Yeah.
More than likely.
That's probably one of the weak. By the way, it's going to be entertaining. I think the matches are going to be very athletic. I think it's going to be a good pay-per-view, but there's no like
I wouldn't be shocked if it's the tag team titles match as the main event.
No.
There's going to be a moment there. There's going to be a moment there. I think someone's going to get a good moment there. Like for me, the one thing about Raw, which I did watch, I didn't watch it live. I got to see, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the tears. I don't know if it was the message that they posted after, but for some reason, I've been bored by the man for a while. She turned me a little bit. I had got like the way she reacted, the way she engaged. I think that was one of her best matches in years. I'm a big fan of the man, but like she turned me again.
Yeah. No,
we'll talk about that.
Becky.
She looks amazing, by the way. Also, she looks stronger. She looks happy.
She does. Better. She does. She really does. In case you don't know what these guys are talking about, at the end of Raw, after Becky beat Zoe Stark in a Falls Count Anywhere match, you just see her with the Bray armband, and she just broke down right there. Because I know, here's the thing, and us as wrestling fans, I don't know. I watched so many tributes to Bray, and to see fans like us cry when they see these tribute videos, I got upset. Like when Alfred texted, say, "Hey, Bray Wyatt died."
Just talking about that.
I legit, like, I mean, I teared up a little bit because, like, when I first started this wrestling podcast, I brought this hat on as the Bray Wyatt hat.
Brian was killing you with that hat.
Exactly.
In the old intro, right?
Mr. Money in the Bank cash in. I don't know exactly. Ryan Taylor's got the whole world in his hands.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Ray Theory match later on. But yeah,
but I mean, like I developed this as the Bray Wyatt hat, and then we had our third ever show was about Bray Wyatt. We've had a lot of segments about Bray Wyatt, and I mean, I don't know about you guys, but do y'all feel the same thing that I do as wrestling fans, that when these wrestlers, like when unfortunate things happen, we as fans also feel the effect as the wrestlers do?
Yeah.
Y'all agree with that?
Oh, yeah, of course.
100%.
Of course.
Oh, for me, you have no idea when being a Canadian, when people know, a lot of people didn't know it unless you really were a big wrestling fan like you and I and the three of us. No one knew who the Blue Blazer was. Some people, if you didn't really know, when he died, it literally shattered me because that was I thought the Blue Blazer I didn't like Owen Hart as Owen Hart. I loved him as the Blue Blazer. I thought it was the coolest thing. It was just a cool thing back then because you didn't have those cool masks and the guy who could do flip. It was just it wasn't Jimmy Superfly. Like we didn't have that kind of talent. He was really talented. And when he died over that, especially after everything that happened with WWF and Bret Hart and all that, like it was just that was probably the passing and tragedy that hit me hard when I was all younger.
Like Eddie, I think I've told the story of plenty of times when Eddie passed away when I was in high school. That's probably like the first like quote unquote like real one for me. Like personally, like I said, he left a legacy. He was from Texas, El Paso to be exact. Yeah, and it's like it just hit me when he passed away, and everything. So I can understand, like I said, we don't know him personally. They don't know us personally, but I feel like we know the wrestlers more personally when they pass away. It kind of hits home in a sense. Yeah.
You know what it is? Because these guys, because a lot of this happened with these guys, Owen Hart and Eddie Guerrero, really when they were still in their prime. Like for example, when people like Macho Man or the Warrior passed away, it was sad and it was tragic because you don't want these guys, but you could just look by the era they were from, whether it was steroids or whether like that era, you knew that they were probably going to go. Yeah, when they went, they were going to go quick. Like the Warrior got inducted and was gone in 48 hours. Right. These guys were still in their prime.
They were still active wrestlers.
Same thing with Chris Benoit. Like these are guys who you wanted to the Chris Benoits and the Eddie Guerreros and the Owen Harts. These are guys who clawed. Like I mean, they clawed. They had to we give crap. Think about this. Like I'm going to give you guys a great perspective. People are criticizing the WWE for Cody Rhodes. Yeah, Cody Rhodes has been fighting for the WWE because he left for years for not even a year. Do you know how hard And he's still young. Do you know how hard Eddie Guerrero, whether it was WCW or ECW or Owen Hart as the Blue Blazer, then with his brother and trying to grow into that. And then you have Chris Benoit as part of the Four Horsemen and trying to get out of Ric Flair's shadow, and Arn Anderson to be able to do this with Dean Malenko, to be able to pull all that off. And these guys were still very capable wrestlers. Go look back at the pops of Eddie Guerrero beating Brock Lesnar or Owen Hart slapping his brother at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Or Chris Benoit winning his championship. It's incredible. Like the effect you had on for me as a kid was insane. I was like, you were jumping up and down, even though it was a performance. Right. It was insane.
Right.
No, yeah, I agree. And this comment right here: these men and women play superheroes on TV, look almost immortal. When they die, it reminds us they're human. Yeah. Exactly. Like,
yeah. That's definitely...
we like. Razor Ramon. Yeah, Razor Ramon. Good, Joseph. Good comment right there.
By the way, Razor Ramon basically created Six's career, right? Yeah. There would be no 1, 2, 3 Kid. There'd be no Six. There'd be no S-Pac without Razor Ramon.
Right.
Yeah,
that's true.
Can you put up that comment about the wrestlers are part of our home, just like football?
Yeah.
Okay. So this B McD's got a huge point. Like, we said football season's upon us, but wrestling happens all year round. Right. So the fact that now, wrestlers are in our home every weekend, and everybody's been wondering when Bray Wyatt is coming. China, yeah. When Bray Wyatt was going to come back, or Benoit and Eddie hugging at the end of the first meeting. I love that years later, both of them were gone. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, B McD is hitting it on the spot. Yeah. Like,
and to give you a quick perspective, also, just want to give you one quick tidbit. My kids were at my parents' house a couple months ago, and they opened this door they never opened before. And I have there's this big truck, and all of a sudden they come up to me and goes, "How come you've never shown me these things?" What is it? It's sort of broken. My ring is sort of broken. Still have my steel cage, and it's literally a truck this big, this high. The Killer Bees, Strike Force, King Kong Bundy, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Richie the Dragon Steamboat, the Heart Foundation, Demolition, Powers of Pain. They started bringing back my child, and I almost like now they're into it with me. Like they want me to go buy them a ring, and I'm telling you, the wrestlers they make now are nowhere like the lead poisoning wrestlers I had when I was a kid. You know what I mean? It brings you back. They suck you in. They're addictive.
They do, and we wouldn't have a wrestling show if it wasn't for that. We wouldn't have all these podcasts. You wouldn't have WWE. You wouldn't have a lot of different,
you lose yourself. Yeah. It's like an escape. It's an escape for us.
Joseph Whalen says can't respect Benoit after killing his whole family.
I know.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. WWE had to try to cover it up
as
somehow.
A wrestler. I said as a wrestler, not as a person.
That's right.
But I don't know, like Eddie Guerrero passing away, and then like the fact that you had Terry Funk, who was like the hardcore legend, okay, the era of hardcore, huge with Cody Rhodes and his family, and then Bray Wyatt, all of a sudden, and we've been asking for weeks, where is Bray Wyatt? Where is Bray Wyatt?
Yeah.
And if you look at Bray Wyatt with fans, I just want to talk about Bray Wyatt with fans. He was not one of these like prima donna wrestlers that was like, no, I'm not going to make time for fans. I watched a video. He was coming out, and I guess, I don't know if he was going shopping or something like that, but he saw a fan with a little kid with a Fiend mask, and he comes out, and he's at his car, okay? He could have just gotten in his car and left. No. What does he do? He runs over to the kid and takes a picture and signs his mask for him. That's the type of guy Bray Wyatt is. And I know we say we were talking about Bray Wyatt later, but I mean, we'll talk a little bit about it now. But Bray Wyatt as a man overall is outstanding. And I know like he will be truly, truly missed. And this is not only, I know, never forget Terry Funk. It just sucks. All right. It's been like, you look more into it. Apparently,
he was goddamn young. I didn't realize
he was.
Yeah,
he died
36.
So, according to reports, he went into his bedroom. They said he was very lethargic that day. He went into his bedroom, and they said he was just sleeping. That's it. And then when they went to go, he didn't come out. When they went to go check on him, he was blue. 37. Bray was the next Undertaker. Yes.
Yeah, Undertaker had that moment with him.
But they said he was blue. They rushed him in the ambulance to the hospital where he was pronounced dead later on. It's so sad. JoJo and his kids. I think that's where it gets the most, as people don't realize that these wrestlers have families. Okay, a lot of them met in the business. A lot of them met in the business and have families in the business. So this is why that when they pass away, it affects everyone. And as us as fans too, it affects all of us because, like that comment earlier said, when we watch them on TV, we are literally watching these guys in our homes for 2 or 3 hours.
I was sitting in a hotel for one night. I was driving to Florida when I was a kid, like probably in my 15, 14, and I literally, who comes down for breakfast? And I forgot at that moment that Albany had Raw that night.
Yeah,
Ken Shamrock. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gobsmacked. I literally creeped over and go, Mr. Shamrock. I'm 14. I was still 5'6", 5'7". I was a 14-year-old. Big Ken Shamrock he was the guy was amazing. The guy was phenomenal. Like, if you go look back at what he did in his UFC career and then how he utilized it in WWE, he's one of the best conversions, I think, from that era back in the day. It's like they gobsmack me more than national. Like, to me, they're like bigger than they're the echelon. If I had to meet a top ball player, top hockey player, top NFL player, Ken Shamrock, I'd be less intimidated to go meet Patrick Mahomes or Dan Marino than I would be Ken Shamrock. Right? Because you think they're still in their character, or they don't want to be bothered. And he was one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Oh yeah,
Steve Blackman. Yeah, Steve 100%. Blackman. Exactly.
Steve Blackman. And then it looks like, Evan, you have a fan.
No, that's one of my guys. He comes up to every one of my colleagues, one of my employees. He comes on every show and reminds people of number one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's very cool. He takes the time to actually come on, which is nice.
Hey, you know what? If he comes on the number one wrestling podcast, he can come on.
Yeah, he honestly
Ben comment as much as you want.
Exactly.
All right. So because Patty Mahomes or Dan.
But by the way, the best moment of Steve Blackman is dropping Shane McMahon off the.
When he did with the kendo sticks. Oh yeah,
that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
The octagon fight between the two of them was great. Yeah,
him and Ken's.
Yeah, Joseph, you know your stuff.
Yeah. Joseph was on our show previously. Joseph was great.
He went way back.
Joseph was on my show before and knew plenty. He's a big Dolphins fan, loves wrestling. He's great.
Cool, sweet. Yeah. All right, y'all ready to talk Payback? Break down some of these matches.
It's a bitch.
All right. So the first match we're going to talk about is The Miz versus L.A. Knight. Yeah,
let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah, I'll start off with this one. I'm not sure.
Go ahead, Alfred.
I'm not sure if you didn't.
I actually love this match. I love this.
You didn't actually. I actually love this potential match as well. I'm not sure if you saw it. You say you don't watch Raw like you used to, but
no, I saw I watch it back. I don't watch it live.
You don't watch it back. Okay, I got you. I'm not sure if so you basically saw the dang promo that Miz put.
He's so good at those promos.
That's probably
so good at those.
That's probably my favorite promo Miz has ever done. That he's ever done.
You don't like when he did The Rock? You don't like when he did The Rock?
Yeah, and he played it so well. Like, he did it so well. It was like it had me rolling. I've been watching it like about 30 times since Monday, literally. Like, that's how bad it is. But as far as the match, I think it's going to be the start to their feud. I'm not sure. Obviously, it's not going to be a one-off.
It should be match one, by the way. It should be match one
and everything. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to go for the opening match. I'm gonna have to go with the opening match of the feud. I'm gonna have to go with LA Knight is gonna win. Yeah. However, I can see a scenario where Miz cheats and kind of win off like a roll up or something like that. But I doubt it happens. But I got LA Knight winning the first match. I'm actually looking forward to this potential feud because like Miz is one of the most underrated workers in the business. His promo work is very good. He's good on the mic. He plays a hell of a great heel, and LA Knight is one of the hottest things right now at the moment. So you putting them two together has a potential to be a very, very good feud. So that's why I got winning Saturday.
All right, Evan.
I love this match only because the Miz is so annoying and such a good guy, such a good entertainer like when they brought in TMZ Sports and they bring in all these things to make it real and to have the play, because these guys are such good promo artists. Because being an amazing WWE superstar is not just being good in the ring, it's being good on the mic. That's why Ronda Rousey and a lot of these Shayna Baszler, there's a lot of wrestlers who just don't get the crowd on their side no matter how hard they try because they're not great on the mic. So
yeah,
for me, the battle between these two is comic relief for people. And honestly, the LA Knight, they need to keep him on a trajectory. Think about this. Bray's last feud was with LA Knight.
Yep.
And to thank LA Knight for doing that, to thank LA Knight, they gave him the main event of SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
This means they truly believe in this guy. And I guarantee you right now, I know it wasn't the directory, but if WWE knew what they knew now, he'd be holding the briefcase, not
Priest. Yeah.
Money in the bank. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If they knew what they knew now, if they knew it back then.
Yeah, The Rock was great on the mic with this song to Vicky. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean LA Knight.
LA Knight's gonna win, by the way.
Yeah, the push that LA Knight has, and when they first started doing this, and I was so mad, like when LA Knight came on Raw the week after he was in Houston. I was son of a bitch. Yeah, I am sorry. I was like, I was so hoping to see LA Knight in Houston. I was ecstatic if I was gonna see him.
Oh yeah.
But they built this up. I was a little skeptical at first between LA Knight and The Miz. Okay, I was a little skeptical at first, but it actually is because if you look at LA Knight wins every Riot.
I did. By the way, I did riot when Gunther lost. By the way, just wanted to point that out.
You were cheering for joy when Gunther lost?
I didn't get to see that live. You understand? I stood on my bed going, yes, yes.
It's okay. He's gonna demolish Chad Gable next week. It's gonna be a great match. It's gonna be a great match, but Gunther's gonna win.
He still sucks.
But anyway, so LA Knight and the Miz, the fact that, like you guys were saying, the Miz persona as a heel is tremendous. Like, I know they tried to make the Miz face. You can't have the Miz.
You definitely can't. You definitely can't.
He's gonna be an all-time heel and all that. And I know they had little gimmicks, but there's something about this rivalry that just makes you tune in. Yeah. Like I tune into Raw to see if LA Knight's gonna come back, or SmackDown to see if the Miz will come out and stuff like that. And you have that inter-brand rivalry. Okay, they're not having those Raw superstars versus Raw. They're doing that, which is cool. I think it's really cool. I think they're trying to not have it to be just one-sided on these shows, which is fantastic. But anyway, in regards to this match, LA Knight's gonna win. I think Alfred's right that the Miz may kind of try to pull some sneaky stuff, but
only if Maurice was there could he pull that off. Can't do
I cannot see the Miz winning. I just can't. And if he does win, I think they're gonna have a lot of upset people. Yeah, they're gonna have a lot of upset people.
So. Gotta be.
All right. So
I'll make you feel better. I'll be more upset if LA Knight loses to the Miz than Drew McIntyre losing to Gunther. That actually would piss me off more. because LA Knight's on such a trajectory, and honestly, because for me, he actually had to think about this. This is a guy who had to suffer through a rivalry with Ted DiBiase and Cameron Grimes. Okay, that was like the fact that you had to suffer through Cameron Grimes.
Yeah,
echelon.
Just so y'all know that John Cena returns to SmackDown tomorrow night.
Who cares?
Just saying. I think that's a lot of people's reaction.
That's what we resorting to WWE. We had to bring Cena back on the Friday night.
So supposedly Cena's coming back for 4 weeks straight.
Yeah, it's 4 weeks straight. Yeah,
it's 4 weeks straight.
To lead to what?
I don't know. But they're saying who is he going to have a feud with, because he has to have a feud with somebody. He had one with Grayson Waller in London at Money in the Bank. I don't think that's going to be a good one.
Because he's with Cody Rhodes right now, right? They're doing that Saturday?
I don't know.
Oh, no, on Saturday. You didn't have that on your list. One of the skits is Grayson Waller having the Grayson Waller show interviewing Cody Rhodes.
Okay. Oh, no, I didn't see that.
I'm on top of this stuff with you. I'm telling you, I'm always
Yeah. So I don't know what to expect from John Cena. John Cena is back. What Make-A-Wish kid asked for that?
He's right.
It's true. It's true. But
Go
obviously,
back to
you see the
Hollywood.
effect that John Cena has on certain people. It's like John Cena's back. So who
That's
cares?
exactly what I saw. I was like, okay.
I don't care. I actually do not care.
Yeah, I don't either at this point.
Now let's talk about a match that Alfred basically said no one gives a shit about. Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship. There you
Bathroom
go.
break.
Okay.
Bathroom break.
So this could be the bathroom break match of the pay-per-view because we all know there's one. Could y'all see this opening up Payback?
No.
What do you think would be the match to open up Payback?
LA Knight against the Miz.
LA Knight and
so?
Miz.
They need the pop. They need the pop.
Okay. So Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory. Do we need any explanation for this?
If he wins the title back, then get rid of the U.S. title because his reign was boring and it's not going to have anything. Like I would like to see Rey win a match with help from Santos Escobar, and then on the next show that they're on together, just do a one-on-one match against each other. Yeah, Santos Escobar's chance. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So this match bothers me because they sort of took away that clause that you don't get rematches anymore. And I just Austin Theory, since he won Money in the Bank and beatings, I didn't care that he beat Cena at WrestleMania, but the way he's winning, like we already have that with Roman Reigns. We already have. I don't need him. I understand he's talented, but put him with a tag team. I liked him better when he was with The Way.
Yeah. No.
Then
Austin Theory was a Vince McMahon guy, so that's why no one cares about him. Okay. That's why no one gives a shit about Austin Theory. It's because he's a Vince guy, and people don't like Vince, so they're not going to like him. But Alfred, any thoughts on this?
Okay, so with that match, like I said, that's probably the only match on this card so far that I do not care to watch nor I'm interested in. However, if I was booking this match, the way I would have it is I would have Theory win only because I'm not sure if y'all mentioned it. I know Ryan mentioned it earlier in the comments that if Escobar screws Rey, it probably makes it a little bit entertaining.
They won't do that.
If you watch if it happens. That's like the only reason why I would be like happy about
that would break up LWO, but that would screw up LWO.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's not gonna happen.
Think of that, but it's like I said, it's probably not gonna happen that way. But that's how I would, like I said, that's how I would book it if I was me. But like I said, I think Rey is gonna retain again for some reason. I think it's gonna lead up to Survivor Series when he has to defend his title against probably Escobar later on down the line. I can see that in Survivor Series, but yeah. I got Rey retaining.
Oh yeah, obviously. Like for this match, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. The fact that Escobar was supposed to be the one to challenge Theory for the United States title. I do like the fact that they would give Escobar, because Escobar is that mid card type of wrestler. Okay, he's not main event type material, but Escobar is a perfect United States champion.
Yeah, right.
Because honestly, number one, him with the United States Championship belt, I think they could design it really, really cool. They might put the LWO logo on it, and it'd be really, really sick.
That'd be dope.
But Rey Mysterio, it's the kind of like the passing of the torch. Rey Mysterio, Latino legend in wrestling, pass it off to another man, and who I personally wanted Carlito to be that guy. I wanted Carlito to come back, and I'm really upset he hasn't come back. Because that was the whole thing, was Carlito was supposed to win the United States Championship from Austin Theory. That was the original plan, but I don't know what happened with that. But, if it's Santos Escobar that ended up becoming United States Championship, bravo. Yeah. Well-deserved talent that deserves it. Yeah. So, all right. Next match that we're going to talk about. Oh, look at this. The Man, Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus in a steel cage match. Evan, since there's a Canadian in this match, you go first.
If you talk about Canadian, I have never seen a Canadian get ripped like she did in Quebec City. She got ripped.
Yep.
What they were calling her, you do not. I'm not going to translate on this network.
No, I want to know because I don't know what they said. I was going to ask you what they say. Type it in the chat. Type it in the private chat.
I will after. But yes, and basically deep worse than shit. Okay, like we really were ripping her, like piece of you know what, and she got off on it. Like she's a Toronto. Also, you have to remember, she's a Torontonian.
Yeah.
And even though we're all Canadian, Montrealers, we don't like people who are Toronto sports fans. But the Blue Jays will put up with, but Leaf fans, she goes to Maple Leaf games, and hockey and all that kind of stuff. We don't like Torontonians in that way. But this match for me, I love Trish as an athlete. I think she didn't get her due what she did for the WWE, and she's there to guide Zoe Stark. But for me, Becky Lynch, this is her echelon going that way. Because personally, for me, I don't believe, we'll talk about the match after, I don't want the person who's challenging for the championship right now to win it. I want Becky back with that title. I want Becky to earn her title back. Okay. But no, I just enjoy her. I think this has been a great rivalry. That everyone said it was going to happen. It happened. But I actually, you know what I would love to see tomorrow? I don't know if it's possible for it to happen. You know that Zoe Stark is going to interfere to try to cost Becky.
Yes.
I want Lita back tomorrow to cost.
Yes. Becky. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I want tomorrow.
Yes.
That's where payback's a bitch.
That's exactly. I kind of expect to happen too. Like I said, with this match should have, like I said, it should have happened at SummerSlam. Obviously, we know the reason why it didn't happen on SummerSlam. Like I said, should have happened on SummerSlam, but we getting that payback. I got Becky Lynch winning. I don't think it makes really that much sense for Trish to beat Becky.
None.
At this point, I was going to say the same thing if it was at SummerSlam, the same exact reason why. And Evan, you kind of took my idea. I want to see if Lita interfere makes too much sense. That'll be freaking epic if that happens between the two. And but yeah, that's who I got winning. I'm not going to stay on it too long, but that's who I got winning Becky.
They love putting best friends together in rivalries because we'll talk about the match because one of these other matches, the two people who are going after each other like gangbusters are the best of friends. So it's hilarious.
Yeah. No, I mean,
but
Trish.
Becky's winning this match, Cole.
Becky's going to win. Becky 100% is going to win.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that Lita comes back because, this all started because Lita got attacked or hurt. We're probably going to come to find out that it was Trish. And then you're going to have a tag team match because it's going to be 1-1 when Becky wins this. Okay? Yeah. So, I think if Lita comes back, if she doesn't come back at Payback, I have a feeling that she will come back on Monday Night Raw.
Oh.
She will come back on Monday Night Raw. And because what will happen is, Trish will come out saying that your win was a fluke and all that, and they're going to beat her up. And then you're going to hear the da-da-da-da, like Lita's music hit, and the crowd's going to go crazy, and she's going to come out and just start whooping ass. And then you're going to have a tag team match between Becky and Lita versus Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus, which is really cool because it's icon and youngster and icon and youngster. I mean, what more entertainment can you get from icon youngster match? It's outstanding.
That's true.
So, all right. So our next match of the night for WWE Payback. Once again, 2 Canadians in this one. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest, the Judgment Day, for the Universal Tag Titles. Senor Canada. Go ahead.
I have a feeling that it can't happen. They're not going to put there's no way they're winning the tag team belts Judgment Day because they're not going to put 2 belts on Priest. This is the night where I think Judgment Day spontaneously combusts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think happens. Because Owens and Zayn are too much money for them right now. They are the best thing they actually have going because you don't know when Roman Reigns is coming back. It's very quiet with the bloodline for the next little bit.
And I said that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Supposedly Jimmy's on SmackDown tomorrow night. Just letting you know.
Nope.
So
yeah,
for me personally, this is a match where I honestly, JD McDonough is gonna get involved and cost Judgment Day the match.
And it's a Steel City street fight.
Yeah.
That's the really cool. It's a Steel City street fight.
So it can't be no DQ. So yeah, I can see the two.
Payback got more Canadians on the roster than the NHL. Well, that's
And
not true because
we're not vengeful people, us Canadians. We're the nice people.
You're the nice people.
We're the nice people.
Alfred, any thoughts?
I agree with Evan on that. I don't see how Judgment Day should win the tag team titles from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Because like I said, Sami Owens and Zayn are like over right now and everything big over. And I think based on the developments we've been seeing the past few weeks on Raw with the Judgment Day and things like that, arguing or teasing arguments and losing matches and things like that. I think the final straw is going to happen at Payback, and I think Judgment Day might, like I said, definitely going to probably break up definitely after this or things like that. Between Priest and Balor, definitely going to be arguing things. So I got Owens and Zayn winning as well.
Yeah, no. JD McDonough gets involved. I think he'll cost them the match, like Evan was saying. And I do think this could be, there was a question WWE posed on Twitter the other day, which was, who is the real leader of Judgment Day?
It's real.
About 70. I think the total was 73% of the vote said Rhea Ripley.
Oh yeah,
okay?
I mean,
73% of the vote out of the four of them.
But that's the problem with that faction. There's no true leader.
Right. Yeah, she's been playing Kumbaya the past like few weeks now between Balor and Priest. Like
because they're not deep. Remember, because you remember when DX was just the trio, China held her own. Triple H developed under Shawn Michaels and held his own. These three, you're talking about three average talents in mind. People can talk what they want to think about Finn Balor. Yeah. Rhea Ripley is the greatest trajectory wrestler on that roster. The other two, to me, are truly mid carders or below card and Dominic.
It's true.
So for me, she is the strongest of the group.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like she picks up Kevin Owens with more ease than Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Like think about that. Like,
I mean, Rhea's strong. She's super strong.
Yeah.
So super duper strong. But yeah, there's no way that Judgment Day wins this. Absolutely not.
Oh yeah.
There's gonna be something's gonna get involved with the briefcase again, and like honestly, like as much as I hate to say this could be one of those like squash matches that people really don't give a shit about because of Judgment Day. That's the only reason. No one likes
Judgment Day.
Because so people may be like, oh, we know what's gonna happen here that we can take our bathroom break. So
I don't get the name of Judgment Day because they don't judge jury execution or nothing.
It was a
I
thing
can't
that
take Finn Balor seriously.
I don't get it. I don't know.
But I can't. Is it me? Has Finn Balor gotten worse as a wrestler every match he does?
Finn Balor needs to go solo. Finn Balor's so good as a solo guy. Like, I mean, his little he's like like that. That stuff is so cool, and because I got to do it, I was at the first SmackDown.
We never put it back.
Yeah,
we never put it back. He's right. In Florida, at a Publix, I'll put it away every time. In Canada, we just leave it anywhere.
Canadians are
nice.
Their idea of anarchy is not putting the cart back in the crawl thing. At the
He's so right. Store. He's so right.
Yeah, but now, what I'm about to say, what were you saying, Alex? About
no.
Oh, with the crowd, the first crowd.
So Finn Balor by himself. Finn Balor needs to be a solo guy. He needs to go solo. I think him having JD McDonough as his sidekick would be cool because they're the Irish brotherhood right there. But I think Finn Balor needs to be on his own in the Judgment.
The thing with Balor is I just can't really take him I don't like him as a heel. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Take him serious as a heel. To me, he just screams face for some reason. And it's when he turned heel with Judgment Day, it was cool at the beginning and things like that. But now it's like I said, it's drawing a little bit too long for my liking personally. like you said, the first crowd back after COVID and everything, the crowd went crazy because I was in the building. Like the crowd went crazy, doing his little interest thing like that in person, things like that. I prefer that type of Finn Balor, and then every now and then the Demon King Balor. But like you said, like I just prefer him as a face better than as a heel.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. All right. So the next match is for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley, also Judgment Day, versus Raquel Rodriguez, or my wife, as I call her. I'm a huge Raquel fan. I think Raquel is going to be a star in this business. I cannot wait for her to hold one of those singles titles, either the Women's World Championship or the Women's Championship. She deserves to have that title, just like when Liv got her shot. Everybody was ecstatic when Liv Morgan won the title. And, I think Raquel, I can't see Raquel winning. No. Mommy is just super hot right now. I mean, she's just on fire,
literally and figuratively.
Yeah, both. Yeah, I would let Mommy ruin my credit score. But Rhea Ripley is just phenomenal. She can't, and they've been showing that like Rhea's like no one can hang with me. Like Eric Rivera, that feud is gonna go long. Yeah. This feud, like Eric was saying, is gonna be a while, and I'm here for it because Rhea Raquel, that's a rivalry that can make them cash. Absolutely,
this is a repeat. This is the echelon group of doing the Gunther, Sheamus, McIntyre thing. It was they did it and they did it and they did it again and they did it again and they did it again. This can go on for 4 or 5 papers. This can go all the way to the Rumble.
Yeah. No, I agree. So I think my pick is Rhea.
They're not going to take the belt off of her.
Yeah.
This is actually, like I said, this is Rhea's first big test since she's won the title. Because she faced Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
And then she faced Natalya. Twice, actually. So this is like her first really quote unquote big test.
It's a slobber knocker.
And everything. So I don't think it's gonna be a squash match.
No.
Obviously not. No. Definitely not. I think
Dom's in
I got Rhea Ripley retaining as well. Raquel Rodriguez. I like her as well. And what she brings to the table, she's like a monster powerhouse type. I like those type of wrestlers. Those big monster powerhouse types, and she's definitely one of those. So if this is the start of the feud, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, Rhea Ripley's too. Like I'll be shocked if she loses on Saturday.
She's gonna have Ripley where she wants her. Dominic's gonna get involved. She's the Hana bomb. She's gonna Hana bomb Dom, and then she's gonna get distracted, and Rhea's gonna do her finisher on her, and match will be over. It's exactly how Dom is gonna win the match for her.
Which sucks because Rhea can probably do it on her own.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's what's gonna happen. We know that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
Because she's gonna get her hands on Dom. I promise you that.
Yes, she will. Because Dom's gonna interfere and like he's gonna be like he's gonna try to do something. She's just gonna grab him, throw him over the top rope, and then do her finisher on Dom.
Yeah.
And then
through a
Rhea's
table
gonna
or
come
something.
in. Yeah.
Through a table or something.
Which I'm perfectly fine with. I don't mind seeing that at all. And then more than likely, the main event of the night is going to be Seth frickin' Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And they were teasing the Shinsuke. Is Raquel still involved with Braun Strowman? I don't know. I don't think so.
I think so. Probably. I think they are.
I don't know if they're together. Yeah. But when they put, it was supposed to be Cody. I think it was Cody, Sami Zayn, and Seth versus Judgment Day. And all of a sudden, Sami got hurt with that big ball on his elbow, which obviously was there before. They just had to make it look like he got hurt. And then Shinsuke comes in and says, "I can help you." And this is the part that WWE sucks at doing. It's surprising because they ruin the surprises. They show Shinsuke and Shinsuke's like, "All right, we got your back." And he's like, "Yeah." They lean in and he goes, "I have your back." And then he puts that little grin on and you're like, they're doing a heel turn. Okay. Like you knew it was gonna happen, and then the end of the match happens, and Shinsuke's in he's literally turned to the side like this. Literally turned to the side looking. And I was talking to myself about this. I go, he's about to hit Kinshasa. He's about to hit Kinshasa. Oh my God, he hit Kinshasa! You could see it from a mile away that he was going to happen. Now, do I think this is going to be an exciting match? I do. Because Shinsuke now talks about Seth's family. I love it when they bring in families into all the Shinsuke with that Disney villain grin. Yeah, exactly. I love it when they bring families in because you see like them going, keep my family out your mouth. Oh my God. Because if someone were to start talking to me and be like bringing my family into it, I'm gonna whoop some ass. All right. I'm gonna whoop some ass. But Seth's not losing this title. There's no way in hell that Seth is losing this title. This is just a placeholder until Seth gets to Gunther. After Gunther does his reign and loses the Intercontinental Championship, this is just a placeholder until Seth Gunther for the title. Where unfortunately Gunther will win the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm already calling right now, and I can see Gunther holding that belt for a long time. And Evan's gonna hate it.
No, I won't.
All the way to WrestleMania.
Why?
You seem to be missing my point. I don't like Gunther as Intercontinental Champion. I'm ready for him to go challenge for the World Championship because I feel like he's saturated the Intercontinental title.
So if he's the World Heavyweight Champion for a while, would you be okay with that?
Without Ludwig, as long as Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci.
I like Ludwig. I'm not a fan of Giovanni.
By the way, they joke around he's a ring general.
Yeah.
Of all three, the match that he had last time I saw I watched it back, Ludwig Kaiser is a phenomenal wrestler.
Yes, yeah. Giovanni Vinci, unfortunately. So when I went to Monday Night Raw, Giovanni Vinci walked by and I screamed to him, "You're gonna get fired." And he just kind of looked back at me, was like this, like he side-eyed me. And I was like, "Whoop, my bad." Because remember, this guy could kick my ass easily. All right. And I screamed to him, "You're gonna get fired." And he definitely heard me.
I'm shocked he didn't go with the barricade.
To see what Ryan said, I have a feeling that Gunther's going to go number 1 again at the Rumble and win the Rumble. I agree with him.
Probably.
I can see him repeat.
Probably.
He might be the favorite to win. It depends already. An early prediction.
Yeah. No, a lot of people are already predicting Gunther to win the Rumble for next year. A lot of people predicting that. Where you'll probably see Gunther versus Seth Rollins at Mania. Because I can see Seth holding the title for a while.
Me too.
But Evan, what are your thoughts on Seth versus Shinsuke?
Shinsuke for me is a filler. I think they're just trying to give him an opportunity to challenge for a belt because he hadn't had one since the time he lost when he won the Rumble and lost to AJ Styles at WrestleMania and turned heel there. He's also a little bit like Finn, where I feel like they haven't found his place. They bounce him from heel to face, heel to face, heel to face, heel to face. I mean, I think he might, but there's been no consistent pattern with him. Like when he was a good heel, he had a tag team partner. Like I don't think he can sustain the heel moniker. Like I don't think Shinsuke's a phenomenal talent, but he's better when he's with somebody. He's not good when he's on alone. Like Io Sky, the reason why she's so successful right now is because of the fact that she's with Bailey and she's with Dakota and she has a support for language. Like for me, I would have been totally about Asuka, just to go off tangent a little bit with Asuka. If she had a mouthpiece and was a villain, I'd appreciate that more, like the way that her compatriots in the past have done it. But these guys who don't speak the language fluently, who are not great on the mic, they just have their moments where they say their few words. I don't get excited for it.
Yeah. Alfred, any thoughts? Seth versus?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with both of you gentlemen. I think Shinsuke, like I said, is just a filler until like I said with Seth later on down the line when he has like even better feuds. And honestly, I ain't even all right, Shinsuke's initial heel run when he turned heel against AJ Styles, I was liking it because it was like something new and fresh and everything. But it seems like each time he's turned heel since that time, it's like, oh, okay, it's just okay. Shinsuke, I mean, it's just Shinsuke.
Yeah.
It ain't what he was at the beginning and things like that. So, like I said, I got Seth retaining. And like I said, he's just like a filler at Shinsuke just as a filler at the moment. And yes, Seth Rollins definitely going to retain.
Seth Rollins, yeah.
Yeah.
So, before we get to our main event star of the night, are y'all looking for this? What are you hoping to get from this pay-per-view is what I'm asking. Like, do we want exciting matches? Because Payback right now is just one of those like small time pay-per-views. It's not a big one. Survivor Series is the next big pay-per-view. So it's everything that leads up to Survivor Series. So we're going to have this one right now. I think Survivor Series is after Payback, if I'm not mistaken. Correct, Alfred?
No, I think Fastlane is after
Fastlane. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got two small pay-per-views, Payback, Fastlane, and then Survivor Series. Okay.
Which should be War Games every time. But
yes. Yes.
They haven't announced it yet. Yeah, I agree on that.
100%. Yes. But I guess what are you guys looking? What are you guys hoping to get from this pay-per-view?
I just hope, like I said, I just hope it's very good matches. So like I said, some of these matches is like at the beginning of their start of the feud. So I just hope this is like the good opening matches of the feud. Whoever like the ones that starting their feud. I just hope that we get something good out of that, and then like I said, advance all the way leading up to the next pay-per-views and things like that. So I hope, like I said, I actually like the card. Like I said, I think it's more of the underrated ones of this year. So I actually really like it on paper. So minus one match.
Alfred, you and I are probably going to have to watch it on Sunday because we're both going to be at the UH.
Yeah. I'm about to say,
where are you going to be? Which game are you going to be at?
University of Houston, our opening game this weekend. So
at 6.
Yeah, so the game's at 6:00 p.m. our time. So
do you get cheaper tickets since you're alumni?
Well, I actually gave away my season ticket because I'm going with the girl I'm dating, so we're going together.
Ooh!
So I had to buy 2 tickets off of Vivid Seats for like $38, but I gave my seat away for free.
Yeah, I 30. I paid $30 for mine.
Yeah, so
do you get a discount as alumni, or you have to pay straight up?
When you graduate the last 5 years, you get like discount on season tickets. Like when you graduate the next 5.
Yeah, there's a 5-year age. I'm way past that.
Yeah, I'm way past it now.
Way past it.
I ain't discount anymore.
No, for me, this pay-per-view, really simple, is the continued trajectory of LA Knight, the extension of the growth, the finally the spotlight on Becky, and the continued rivalries of Raquel and Rhea, building that up, and then this, and I just honestly, anything else happens, just destroy Judgment Day, like just spontaneously combust. Like that. By the way, we're about to lead into it. I would have wanted, the one thing I would have wanted more than anything is for Bray Wyatt to extinguish the Judgment Day. Like I would have loved to have seen that.
I would have loved to see the Wyatt family. I would love to see.
By the way, to see that guy, to see Luke Harper, who I don't think we've actually physically seen him since Brody passed away. Like to see him there and to see Braun Strowman there, like these guys would not be anything without this guy. So it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Wowie. That was, by the way, like, and we'll talk about it now. So it's
So no,
I'll be happy if they give me a
segment.
7. I'll take a 7 on this pay per view.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll be happy.
I agree with all you guys. So, one thing I got to say before we talk about Mr. Wyatt is, let me in.
Yeah.
We are now going to be talking about Bray Wyatt and the highlights of Bray Wyatt. No disrespect to Terry Funk, okay? Absolute no disrespect to Terry Funk whatsoever. But Bray Wyatt has a little bit more of an impact on this show. Yeah, Marty Jannetty. Yeah. Bray Wyatt has a little bit more of an impact on the show than Terry Funk does. I mean, hat per se, reason why. So, I don't know if you guys have thought about Bray Wyatt at all. Like, Or like, I don't know if I asked you guys at the beginning of the show, but what was your initial reaction to hearing about the Bray Wyatt news?
I was shocked, honestly.
Okay.
I was actually on the way home from. I was actually on the way to McDonald's from work before I went home, and I seen it on my phone while I was kind of driving, which you shouldn't be doing anyway. By the way, don't
do what I do.
Don't do what I did. But anyway, I looked on there and I seen. Initially, I saw the tweet saying about Bray, and I'm like, why is Bray Wyatt trending? And then I saw when the tweets was like talking about he passed away, and I was like, oh, you got to be kidding. Like that's when I was shocked, and that's when I actually texted you and I think in the group chat, Alex.
Yeah.
And I texted you all, then I texted Ryan Taylor, like our number one fan. I texted him as well, and it was like, oh my God, I was like actually shocked when I first saw it initially.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't believe it. Honestly, that was my initial reaction when it happened.
What about you, Evan?
I was angry, but if I have to put a little bit of light on it, because we always have to try to find ways to WWE.
Yeah.
All I thought about was I need to pay my taxes. Honestly, honestly, when I was younger, nothing gave me more joy than to see Erwin R. Shyster come up there. I felt so bad for him, honestly, to watch your kid, like, because to him, he was a mid-card guy who grew. When he was with Mike Rotunda and he did well in the pre-WWF. Then when he got on his own, he was just his wrestler. And they got with the $1 Million Man and their combination, and then he grew. To watch your son, because honestly, if you think about it, what he was able to do in the time he was able to do it, it's at the level of The Rock. It's at the level of Stone Cold. If you look at the development of his creativity, like. If people go look back at the match he had with Cena, where they did that match where he played all the, this is not just WWE coming up with this. They gave him complete free reign on his creativity, because whatever this guy came up with was gold every time.
And I'm gonna tell you, two moments where I realized, it's like it's just got real. I remember when I was watching Booker T's podcast on YouTube, and I guess I don't know his co-host name or anything.
He found out live.
So he actually mentioned that the Booker T that Bray Wyatt passed, and it was like an initial reaction for Booker T, and it was like his reaction was like telling me as well. I was like, oh my God,
he didn't believe him
and everything. He couldn't believe it, and I think and I don't even much watch AEW like that, obviously for various reasons, but when they opened up the show, and I saw a video on YouTube when they opened up the show. I think Renee Young. Well, I know it as Renee Young, but
Renee Paquette.
He did the Bray Wyatt quote, and you see Big Show's reaction to it as well. Like that's why I was like, no, I was like, oh yeah, this is real. It's got real about that. Yeah.
Culture leader Bray is one of 3 characters on W. It's legit freaked me out. Yeah, I mean, look, when Bray Wyatt debuted as with the Wyatt family.
Yeah, I was freaked out about that.
I was like, oh my God, who is this? Because Bray Wyatt, he was part of the Nexus, wasn't he? Wasn't he a part of the Nexus?
Yeah, it's Husky Harris. Yeah,
Husky Harris, right?
Yeah.
So they revamped his character, and it took off.
Yeah, and then I think his debut was when they double teamed. Well, he was sitting in the chair, but when when Harper and Rowan double teamed Kane, and they got him with the steel steps, I was like, oh my God, like this is like some crazy stuff right there and everything. And like I said, Bray Wyatt really legit freaked me out. As a kid.
You never knew when they were gonna come. You never knew when they were gonna come in, and he'd always come in with his little lamp, and he goes, "We're here," like that, and just blow it out.
And people don't realize we all go to these sporting events and hold up flash our phones with our lights.
Right.
No one does it more than WWE for Bray Wyatt. That's where it became big.
Yeah, I mean Seth Rollins on a live show, he literally says like, "Can we put the house lights down?" And he's like, "Let me see the fireflies." I mean, the whole area was just lit up.
Oh, did you see how many people went to get the firefly tattoo from WWE?
At
least
a bunch.
10 of them went to go get this firefly tattoo that someone designed.
A whole bunch. Yeah, Ryan Taylor has a good comment that with the match with Cena, the kid seeing the whole world in his hands. Yeah. I legit I was watching it.
Hogan, and he was like,
"Oh my god!" I was watching it, and I go, I think I turned on my lights. I was terrified.
And I'll tell you this: no, I had no. I know what my favorite moment of Bray Wyatt was, but because I think he deserved it. But at the same time, him and Randy Orton together was one of the greatest combos of ever. Like he actually,
I actually forgot about that.
He actually elevated Randy Orton.
Yeah.
He actually elevated. Randy Orton wasn't the leader there. Usually Randy Orton leads you. Bray Wyatt led Randy Orton. He really did a lot for that guy's career in that period of time.
And I honestly, I can say I had the pleasure of actually seeing Bray Wyatt's last match ever when he wrestled LA Knight in San Antonio at the Royal Rumble in the Mountain Dew match. Yeah, and it was like the lighting in person was actually amazing. If you I'm not sure how it translated on TV, but
it was very weird on TV.
Oh. Yeah, the lighting in person was actually pretty epic and everything. But like I said, pleasure seeing his last match and like seeing him pass away is like surreal at the moment.
Yeah, no, I mean, Ryan talks about the kid and all that, but the Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton. It was funny because I have a really good buddy, Ryan, who happens just to be his old name. He's been on this show before, but when Randy Orton lit the Fiend on fire, he immediately texts me and go, Randy Orton just committed murder.
And he definitely did.
No, he didn't. He didn't commit murder. So what's funny is to this day, whenever I mention Randy Orton to him, and I saw him today before I came here, like before I came home, and he's like, I was like, hey, I'm doing Bray Wyatt, and he's like, are you talking about the murderer too? I was like, no, I'm not talking about the murderer. Well, all right.
Alexa Bliss
she took it hard.
No, but she developed with him.
Oh yeah.
But the picture she posted was actually the costume that Bray wore.
Yeah.
After he got set on fire.
Yeah. So, I mean, Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan,
Luke Harper.
I mean, rest in peace, Luke Harper. You got your Wyatt family member up there with you now, but I mean, top Bray Wyatt moments, like he won I think the Universal title twice.
Once as the Fiend and once
as Bray.
Once as the Fiend, but that people didn't really react. But when he beat AJ, when he won the Elimination Chamber match, when John Cena got kicked out right away.
Yeah.
And he beat AJ Styles. For a guy who was a heel, he got the pop of his life.
Yeah. No, he did. He really did. But
he didn't hold the belt for that long.
Like, shoot, even
at Mania. Didn't he lose at Mania? He dropped it at Mania to Orton. Didn't he lose to Orton at Mania?
I think that sounds about right. I can see, like I said.
Didn't he lose to Orton at Mania?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. It sounds right about.
I think so.
That was too short of a reign, but people really gave him a pop.
Yeah. I think so.
Because Bray, that was one thing that was Bray's secret. He didn't need the belt to be successful.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like they were developing Bray Wyatt's characters, and if I had to pick the order of Bray Wyatt characters, I'm going in the order that he had them. So, regular old Bray Wyatt, I loved. Okay, I loved regular old Bray Wyatt. He had Daniel Bryan joining the Wyatt family, and then they had their epic rivalry, and then he's had his rivalries with John Cena and with Randy Orton and Roman Reigns, and he's had a rivalry with a whole bunch of top stars, and he developed from a low-level NXT guy to a top-level performer. When I don't know, I want to know the behind the scenes of who created the character of Bray Wyatt. If it was him or if it was WWE creative, but whoever did, props to you. I'm sure you're probably one of the people that's hurting the most right now. But the Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, I don't even know what the last guy was called in that Mountain Dew match, what his name was. But it's all Bray Wyatt. The whole thing together, it's all coming in together as Bray Wyatt. And do y'all have any other top moments for Bray?
Sure, I ain't much. I'll go something recent when he sent his when he made his return at Extreme Rules when he came back.
Yeah.
Like I haven't popped that love like in a while this year. Like I haven't. That was a huge pop for me when it happened. It was like when he came back into Extreme Rules. Like yeah, that was a top moment for me, hands down, right there when he returned.
Oh, I can tell you I was watching with Ryan Rousset at his house, and after the Matt Riddle match was over, the lights went off, and I literally hit it. If you look at our Extreme Rules recap, I look at him and I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. And the fact that he had all the characters from Firefly Funhouse come on, and people were wondering, is he making a new family? People were all wondering who was going to have. We had all these speculations. Alfred, you and I had a show about who we thought everyone was going to be. Okay.
I remember.
And it's one of the Alfred is right. That's one of the top moments for his career, and unfortunately, I hate to say this, that the fact that if that's his last return, what a way to have a final return like that. Evan, do you have any other moments?
You guys have covered them most. For me, him getting the title, the last speech he did, where he basically uncovered himself and talked about the struggles and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, the moment I really thought like when Undertaker had that moment with him, like that.
Yeah, was going to be
passing the torch. Yeah. I feel like honestly, I feel I don't just feel bad for Bray. I feel bad for the Undertaker because now he can't recreate that moment again.
Yeah.
So you can't. How do you pass the torch again? You can't.
Exactly. No, you can't. You really can't. You really can't.
I'll tell you something that wasn't mentioned already.
What's up?
When he feuded and he teamed it with Matt Hardy when Matt Hardy had the broken gimmick.
Yeah.
Like I think people forget all about that and everything. I actually like that feud and when they formed the tag team and everything, because Matt Hardy was weird as hell with his broken gimmick and his everything, and then Bray Wyatt, we know how creepy Bray Wyatt was. So that actually was a good moment as well with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
He did give us some of the weirdest matches we've ever seen.
He did, but we loved them. That's the thing, is that we loved watching them and all that. So I think this is a good time to end our tribute show. And Alfred, any last words?
Like I said, rest in peace, Bray. My condolences go to JoJo and their kids.
4 kids, yeah.
Bray, yeah, and Bray's other kid with his ex-wife and things like that. My condolences to her as well and everything. It's like I said, this is definitely a tough loss with the wrestling community and industry. So like I said, my condolences to his family and everything.
Yeah. You want to tell people where they can follow you?
Oh yeah, you can follow me @Matthew713. You definitely want to follow me Saturday because, like I said, it's college football season back, and I'm back on my ish talking mode. So
yeah,
if we lose Saturday, I might not be a happy camper on Twitter. So if you want to follow me to be entertained,
you're going to be with your girl, and you're actually going to be caring about what people think of you on Twitter.
This the first game. It's the first game we're going out to. We're going together. So
that says a lot. It says a lot. I'm telling you.
She might actually have to see a different side of me. Hopefully, she likes it if it happens.
Evan, any last words?
Yowie wowie.
Yowie wowie.
No one made me laugh than the Firefly Funhouse.
Exactly.
That was some funny stuff.
But yeah, no. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. Please subscribe to FinTalk Sports Network. All amazing shows. We got NFL season coming up, so Fins bandwagon is going to have all their post-game, pre-game, post-game, whatever shows.
Post-game, everything. We're never barred on this. Post-game shows. We're actually launching. Actually, guys, you guys are welcome to join if you guys want to. At one point, we're actually going to be. Me and Bobby are going to be launching a pre-game show. So at 10 a.m. on Sundays, we're actually going to not just do the Dolphins. We're actually going to do a pre-game show.
Okay.
Predict all the games in the NFL prior to kickoff.
Very nice. But yeah, so I have my other show Tuesday nights. That's Offside football show, soccer. So soccer.
He talks about his favorite player over there.
I know.
Did you see that video, by the way, of Messi keep on moving the ball?
Yeah.
How great was that? The ref kept on moving the ball. He kept on moving it back. I love that.
So obviously, please follow, like, subscribe, FinTalk Sports Network. Please come follow our Twitter page at capital N, capital H, capital B to that Bard Podcast, or capital NH Bard Podcast. And normally I end with a piece, and Evan, I want you to cut it off as soon as I'm done saying this, okay? So just like old Bray Wyatt would say, follow the buzzards!